Hey, what's up, world? It is the HPR Chronicles Podcast with Shakur and Smith coming to you on a Wednesday once again. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm a film and TV producer, writer, director, have always had a love history in politics and race. And Smith here is a veteran of the Army Reserves, and he currently works for the VA. He also pours a little wine on the weekends here in wine country. And hopefully he doesn't mind me mentioning that. And together we're the HPR Chronicles with Shakur and Smith. And you might hear me call him Crispy because that's his name here in wine country in Southern California. So this is episode 63 for us, I think. And we just try to bring you facts. Since COVID, we've been kind of going back and forth. And some weeks we'll do current affairs and COVID news and stuff like that. And then some weeks we bring you another historical show or political show or something like that may pique your interest. Like last week, we discussed, should America be renamed because the guy it was named after was a slave owner? Just to give you an example of the kind of stuff we talk about sometimes if you're joining us for the first time. Don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel, ISENT Group Digital, and hit that notification button. And this week, we are going to be talking about current affairs and a little bit of COVID news. I know I have a few things that I would like to discuss. And let's see what Smith has on his list today. Probably be a quick show for you guys, and we're going to jump it off. How's it going, Smith?
Pretty good. So I think we should wait and discuss the Republican
convention next week.
So just because it's still going on in a way.
It just started today, right?
Just have a better opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's about to go on. Unfortunately, there's some, bad things still going on in the nation. People haven't heard what Wisconsin,
your town that you spent some time in.
Wisconsin. Yeah, and there was a shooting of an unarmed black man again. This time, I guess there was a call for domestic something.
A domestic dispute between two women, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how the guy getting shot, walking to his vehicle and the officers, for whatever reason, trying to stop him, and then 7 shots, I think, in his back
at close range. While holding his T-shirt, like almost like, oh, you ain't gonna stop, N-word.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
It makes me wonder, and we know police officers, and in no way, shape, or form, and the defunding that gets talked about. We still need officers, but we need officers that will treat everyone equally. We've seen videos where, and again, it's white people have been shot, have been killed, running away. But I remember seeing one where, one guy was beating up a female and a male cop, grabbed their baton, beat them with it, jumped in the vehicle, and started driving off. And I don't recall any time of them, one point of them pulling out either a taser or the gun. Maybe they had the taser, but I just, their whole time trying to plead with this guy to not do something, or maybe the person on the camera holding the camera. But, and I know that there was pleading to not shoot the man, but again, I would like to understand what was the whole thing about, because
which is funny because
it was not necessary.
Yeah, one of the people on the scene, I heard them screaming in the background, like, why don't you just tase him? Why couldn't you just tase him? I heard someone saying that on the video, and for them to think that it's okay to just cut us down like that, again, it goes back to that systemic, historical police patrol that was started out of slavery, where, they were just cutting us. And I can't believe after George Floyd and everything that it's happening, that this just blatantly happened again. It's no disrespect. And I'm telling you, man, America and the world is gonna explode. And I don't know, just like it exploded with George Floyd. And I don't know if this is happening for it to continue to explode and stuff like that. But you know, I was just, dude, I heard this morning on my way to the gym, and I was literally shocked. And I heard it on Big Boy's show, and I'm listening, but it didn't hit me till I saw it on the news exactly what happened and how it happened. I couldn't believe it, man. And the dude, the guy just got out of surgery. He was in serious condition. I literally just saw the news brief. He just got out of surgery, and the family and his attorney is saying they were hoping he survived so that he could tell what happened. Because all you saw was him walking to the car, and because he was getting in his car,
and the guy pulling,
he was cut down.
Officer pulling him.
Yeah, I mean, he was cut down. And then
opens the door, bends in, and then it's just like shot. Which I'm shocked that he did live because of a point blank. Like,
you didn't see a fight. You didn't see. I mean, and the guy was there trying to break up another fight. How was he singled out and chased to it? You know, aggravated to his car and shot 7 times. You know what I mean? And
it reminds me.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say the 20-year-old that shot the video, the 21-year-old, was saying that he was just trying to break up the fight between the two girls, and the police came and then
decided they wanted, So I was gonna say, it kind of reminds me of what happened a couple weeks ago with the kids. Maybe it had been a week ago even, but the kids in California who the skateboarders and the homeless man kind of attacked them. They used the skateboards to keep them away, and then the officers showed up, and they had their rifles pointing, aimed at the kids. Had to get on the ground, or on their knees, turned around, blah blah blah. Just the fact of how their interactions that are done when they arrive at a scene, and how quickly black men black males are seen as the aggressor or the one who is having the problem before they get any information.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Exactly. And then, of course, they said that they were told something else, that there were some skateboarders trying to hit somebody. But it's kind of interesting how, it's very convenient you have this report of some skateboarders. You definitely want to hear if that's true or not. You know what I mean? You want to get someone to investigate. Was there? And if it was, is it near that location? Because that's not the address where they were exactly at. Unless someone lied on the, So anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing that I think I just wanted to share my opinion on.
I mean, but either way, they don't have to automatically assume that, you go to a call that the problem was with the African-American male standing there. Why is that the attention focused on? You know what I mean? Man. And I know they're going to be.
Or when they come to the scene.
No, I was going to say, I heard they put in a curfew. People already started rioting and looting and stuff like that, and anyway.
I think it happened yesterday, so they've already and then I think they tried to use a city dump truck to prevent access down a road or something like that. That sucker got burned up. So
wow, that's crazy.
I mean, again, you would think that everything going on, all officers know what's been happening. Do I really need to shoot this person?
Exactly.
Is there not a way to, but, and I get a person maybe running away. I still don't agree with, someone running from you to have to shoot them down either. But
is there another way to de-escalate it? Is there another way?
Correct.
And I'm sure there is.
Better ways.
Yeah, there has to be better ways. It really does, man.
I'm going to change the subject and go to Trump advisor, White House advisor, Steve Bannon.
Oh, yes.
And and I just want to state that all the people that I continue to hear go, Trump hires the best people and he puts the best people in places, and how if you're thinking that and believing that, then you're not realizing the people that are being convicted or indicted. Maybe that's the better, indicted for different things. But
please tell me you have a list of all the people.
I'll bring up the list.
And let's name them for the audience, because almost his whole damn cabinet and advisors have been arrested and put in jail. Almost all of them. Please pull up the list. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just absolutely ridiculous. Unbelievable.
So, if people aren't familiar, Bannon and four of the gentlemen who are being indicted stole money by creating a fundraiser,
build the wall, or something.
For building the wall. So they got $25 million in a fundraising campaign to build a wall along the southern border.
Mm-hmm.
Someone used it to. Oh no, they were caught. He was caught on a yacht, but
he was on a yacht with this Chinese billionaire, Japanese or Chinese billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where they caught him. Yep.
So then Bannon received like $1 million from
bail or
the scheme.
Okay, yeah.
No, his bail is at $5 million.
Yeah.
But he had taken $1 million.
He
had received more than $1 million from the scheme. And then there's another gentleman.
Wow.
He received $350,000 from it, but then he used that to pay for home renovations, payments towards a boat, a luxury SUV, a golf cart, jewelry, cosmetic surgery, personal tax payments, and credit card debt.
Wow.
And I'm sure the people who were sitting in their money, even though most people would have said, don't do it, it's not the smartest idea but people wanted to prove that, feel like they're for Trump.
Right.
And so anyway, they sent their money, and I'm sure they weren't rich or or wealthy to do, and thought it was going to actually do the thing.
Mm-hmm. Go for a good cause. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the end, so still looking for the.
It's so funny. I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. And let me.
Oops. Sorry.
It's all right. Let me see if I could. No, I said, let me see if I could help out and help Smith find the list of the Trump advisors and cabinet members who's been arrested.
Yeah. Scandals.
Yeah, I'm sure it's here.
I've seen it, obviously.
Yeah, so here's a list of Trump ex-associates who have faced charges. So, of course, Smith just explained to you guys Steve Bannon. Then you have Roger Stone. Then you have Michael Flynn. Then you have Paul Manafort. Then you have Rick Gates. Then you have Michael Cohen. Then you have George Papadopoulos. Then you have, I think that's it. It could be even more. I mean, but it's
no. Then you got, Scott Pruitt, who was in the office, one of the administrators.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's coming up. But even if you just think about allegations, so far,
it's
you've got the Trump organization,
right?
You know what I mean? The Trump Foundation,
right?
Donald Trump Jr. has been alleged.
Yep.
I'm not going to necessarily say too much about Eric, Ivanka, she's had her issues with
right, with the businesses she was trying to do,
copyright and trademarks and stuff.
Yep.
Jared Kushner, his things have been questionable, and his family has been trying to take some money using his name. But Scott Pruitt used to be the former Environmental Protection Agency administrator. Wilbert Ross is having allegations. He's still in office, though. Ryan Zinke, former Interior Secretary.
Right.
His thing was about travel and political activity and conflicts of interest. Tom Price was the former Health and Human Service Secretary. He had things dealing with his trading. I think it was almost like insider trading or something, but scrutiny about some shares he had made. Of course, Michael Flynn for lying to the FBI, but then Bill Barr is doing his best to get that overturned.
Right.
I
mean, it goes on and on. And you want to know what's crazy, Smith? Had this been any other president, especially an African American one, they would be under the jail already. With just a fraction of the stuff that this guy has done. With just a fraction. And both
parties would have, I mean, let's admit that the Republicans would have definitely gone after a Democratic
of course.
President. Or Democratic, president's administration, right?
Right.
But I'm sure there would have been Democrats going along with it too, seeing the way things are, and it's like, this is not what we're supposed to. This is not what we signed up. This is not what the Constitution is about. Stuff like that. But
exactly,
turn the blind eye.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how they have enabled Trump, man, and for him to be saying already that if he loses, it's rigged is dangerous. So dangerous. Because when he loses the Electoral College and loses the popular vote, the next day, instead of saying gracefully, congrats to Joe and Kamala, for him to come out and say, "Oh, it's rigged, I didn't lose," is dangerous. And he's already saying that he's the only one that could stop anarchy and all this stuff, which he's setting up so that if he loses, there's some kind of race war, which is what'll happen. You know what I mean?
But you know what's interesting? Is the videos that he's using to say this is what things will look like.
Right.
Are videos of what's going on right now during his administration. So, you're trying to say it's going to turn this way when actually it's footage of what you're actually. So if it's going on if someone was, were to really think about it and understand that he's only showing you what is actually going on, then he is not the man for the job.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not going to get better when he gets in office, or gets reelected, But and like you said, he's trying to do, put already in the mind that it's going to be rigged, and he's not only, and he's doing it by using the postal service and mail-in voting. Because I've seen someone post today where they were like, so if the president isn't elected by January 20th or whatever, because of course the election's in November.
Right.
But do we really think it's going to take that long for them to get all the ballots done? No, I don't think so. I'm sure if it's done correctly and properly, it should, at the most, I'm thinking a week, but if it's done properly, a few days. So, but people are thinking that, the Democrats are trying to use mail-in voting to make it so that by the time a president it's determined who is the president, it'll be past the date, and so therefore Nancy Pelosi will be president for X days. Like, there's this other weird conspiracy. So I'm just like, holy cow, really?
Right.
The way I see it is, this man is probably not going to try to leave office.
Right.
But we will get to January 20th, and he will have to get out because the new president has to come in, and there isn't one. It's Nancy. You know what I'm saying?
They'll bring the army in to drag his ass up out of there.
Yeah.
He has to go, dude. He doesn't want to, but he has to go. You know what I'm saying? You want to know what I do like? I like how now rolling into September, how the COVID cases are going way down. And hopefully by November, it'll be as such where we actually can go into the polling places and vote.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I like, what I see happening right now.
You know what's interesting is, like, why not mail these things out? People have them, and not everyone is going to mail them back in. I mean, I the first time I received, and it was for the last election, a ballot. I filled it out, but I wasn't sure. I was nervous about sitting in it. I really was, because you don't know if it's going to be counted correctly, right?
Right.
But if you go in and there is a box to just drop it in. They don't. The people don't even touch it. They make sure you do everything.
Yeah, and then put it in that box right there. Yeah,
but they don't even touch it. They don't. You know, it's not like when you hand it, they go right there. You know, put it in that slot.
Right.
So if things are done properly, and as I've heard, since there's more Republican governors, that means which the governors are responsible for running the elections. So, you know, there's so many weird things that people are not trusting. You're not trusting the Postal Service, yet they do all these different things. And someone tried to tell me, mail myself $500 cash. Well, mailing a ballot and $500 cash, I don't know the equivalency.
Right. I don't get that analogy either. Yeah.
He's making it seem like if I were to send cash to myself, the mail would never, that letter would never come back to me.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Exactly.
Why would it not come back to you?
He thinks that someone in the post office, which is the only people he would be accusing, are going to steal it.
Right. You know, if you put it in one of those security envelopes, the ones that you can't see through and stuff, I'm sure
can't see through.
Yeah, they sell the security ones and the regular ones that has the double layers and you can't I think it'll be fine. If that's the case, checks will be stolen all the time when we get them.
There's so many stupid. Those $1,200 checks, the stimulus ones, those went out. No one, as far as I know, tried to steal and cash someone else's check for that.
Right.
But cash, I could see where it's possible but who is again going to risk, being in jail?
Yeah. Unless they would know cash was in there. I mean, how would they actually know? You know what I mean?
But again, are you going to risk taking that cash for being in jail for 4 years, possibly, or whatever?
Right.
The memo is one.
Oh yeah. That's a heavy crime. I mean, talking about this and the voting and stuff. I was listening to Nas this morning on Big Boy show here in Southern Cali, and he was saying they asked him if he's going to vote, and he said he wasn't sure. He hadn't decided yet. And let me tell you why I'm disappointed in Nas's response to that, because he's such a legend and a notable figure. And this is one of those times, one of those votes that even if you're not happy with what the plans on the message is with Biden and Kamala, just to get Trump out, we have to go and vote. And I know Diddy came out and said it before. Okay, I know you guys want Trump out, but promise us some things if you want our vote, because our vote is what's going to get him out, which Diddy is right. I would have much rather hear Nas say that. Hey, once the plans roll out and I see that we're going to get something, I am going to vote. But too many people follow our kings, especially our famous ones that are legendary like Nas. And for him to say that, to me, was just disappointing. And I just want to say to our audience that go out and vote. Even if everything, because
even if you vote for Trump, you still got to go.
Yeah, he said,
or Kurt.
He said, The last time he voted was for Obama. He said he didn't even vote when Hillary was running. And that's a mistake a lot of people made, because America would be in a way better place right now if people would have gone and voted for Hillary, even if you didn't like her. You know what I mean? Nas was one of those people that didn't vote because he didn't like Hillary. You know, he said the last time he voted was for Obama.
It was for Obama.
Right.
Okay.
You know, and you know, that's all I want to say. I'm kind of just venting. You know, I'm in the entertainment industry too, and I've met Nas before and his DJ, hung out with his DJ and stuff like that. And it was just disappointing, man. We can't have our kings saying stuff like that. We can't. Not this time, Crispy. Not this election. I'm sorry. And not this time.
I'm starting to get nervous that I'm seeing too many. Like a cousin of mine sent me a video, and I didn't watch it all, but it started with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen it, and it looks pretty recent where he was like about the parties or the nomination, and I just had to stop because, again, if he's promoting that he's not wanting to vote, or he's really on the fence about just not voting, as opposed to, I don't know, it does bother me, like you said, because people who didn't vote last time is where we're at now. Do you really think it's going to be that the option we got dealt with, the person who's in there, is better? What was the better option between the two? Like,
exactly.
Really?
Exactly. Okay. Even if you don't like Biden's and Kamala's message, they would still be a better option. That's who's in there now. That's not doing anything for us and everything against us, and taking our country back to the 1960s with its policies and plans and stuff like that. I mean, taking us back, man. So either way, even if you don't like the message, they're still better than what's there now. So you gotta go vote. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen some things that I wanted to just mention is people have commented how the economy was doing, when it was doing well, and that it was the lowest unemployment for Blacks and Latinos, and that, he was doing things like police reform. No, I'm sorry, prison reform. And I think that was it. And then recently, the Middle East, there is some talk. So those are positives. I never dug into deep about how, I know the Middle Eastern one, that's a positive that we got to give respect that it happened. Okay, great.
Oh, the thing Jared Kushner did with the Middle East?
Yeah, where they came into they're doing some peace talks right now, or someone acknowledged
something.
That's what it was. Someone acknowledged Israel, and so there's some talks.
Yeah, the thing Jared Kushner negotiated or whatever
worked. Okay.
I don't trust that, because I know with them it's all about business. They having some business dealings. I already told you when I was in Spain, the girl told me from Israel that they have a Trump subdivision there and all that already being built. Named after Trump in Israel, remember? And I'm sure they're doing stuff in the Middle East as well that benefits them financially. So I'm sure Jared Kushner just didn't go there to do some big historical peace agreement. It's all about them dollars and cents. Anyway, go ahead.
And hearing the low unemployment, again, sometimes that number can be manipulated. But again, I'll add that I haven't looked into it, but I'm going to now switch and go back to mentioning, and now I want to really mention Biden, since we were talking about him. And people said that the speech that he had gave at the DNC was really well done.
Yeah,
and even
Fox said
News
it.
and the Drudge Report praised Biden and gave him credit, which is very crazy, very shocking. But,
I saw that. Yep.
And to hear the people who have talked about how he's not able to stay on point when he's talking. And some people aren't good at being ad-lib.
Right.
Biden is not, but he's definitely going to deliver a speech very well. Trump, I know he's tried to stay on point, but his ad-lib, it's like his rallies. So it's not a great job, but anyway, that's how it is for me. But
Right,
I won't go into Trump's thing, and we'll discuss his speech next time.
I'm gonna watch tidbits of it and stuff like that just for the sake of just for the sake of our show. I'm gonna be watching some tidbits, but beyond that, I'm not gonna watch too much of that convention. I guess we have to cover it fairly, just like CNN would, since we're a podcast about this kind of thing. So I guess I probably should just have it on, just like I have. We should cover it fairly, but I'm not too excited about watching it all. You know what I mean?
I know. I got you.
Seriously, man. Seriously.
So anything on your plate do you wanted to mention?
Oh yeah, just one last thing before we go. Just want to talk about. I was watching Sanjay Gupta over the weekend. I try to catch his shows, a little bit of his shows, either Saturday or Sunday. I forget what day. And he was talking about how the COVID tests in the U.S. have been pretty much useless because you don't get the results ASAP. And he was comparing it to the other countries, how they do get the results ASAP, and how And I was saying to myself, and we've talked about this. You just had a COVID test and you were able to get it ASAP. I don't believe you should have had to pay for it. I think that's unfair. I think just like the celebs and the politicians that get tested every day or every other day and get the results back ASAP, I think the general public should do the same. And Sanjay Gupta was just making the point that the way the results come back in 2 to 3 days later, even sometimes further, by that time it's really useless. We need to get the results back ASAP so you can contact trace, quarantine if you need to, so on and so forth. And then they also just talked about all the false positives once again they had in the NFL recently. You know what I mean? So, America has been horrible at go ahead.
No, go finish.
No, I was going to say America has been horrible at testing, and they really have. And they need to get same day testing, 1 hour results later. Even if you would get the results that same day, if it's not an hour, that's what we need, and that's what's going to accurately fix it. And I'm happy cases and everything are going down. Louisiana is in the green right now, where I've been traveling a lot, and California is in the orange right now, which is great and stuff like that. But happy stuff is going down. But I just want to make the point that they're absolutely correct, and we need to do way better at testing. That's all I want. That's the last thing I wanted to say today.
Well, I'm going to bring up that this past last week I had a scare where I needed to check because I'd been near people who had ended up testing a little positive, testing positive, and went, got it done the next day. But like you said, I mentioned I definitely had to pay, and I paid $150 because I did hear and heard and knew that they were as a rapid result where it would get done in an hour, and it sure did. But I did find one thing: if you get tested, if you have a cell phone, be sure to disable silence unknown callers or something sort like that, because if not, the call won't come through, and they'll call you if you end up testing positive. Is one thing is my point in saying that, and it's good because you need that, because then they're going to definitely tell you exactly what you need to do. Quarantine yourself, and I'm not sure if they ask you like who else you were in contact or blah blah blah, but you want to know quickly. Like you said, 2 days or more, and you're not isolating yourself, or you just, or you do, and let's say you find out you're negative. So either way, you either wasted some of your time or you possibly infected others. So that's why it should be free, first of all, and you should be able to get them. The results need to definitely come within an hour or two, or maybe even 3. But days is not acceptable. And another, like you mentioned, the fact that the White House it seems like they must be giving tests every day. Obviously, to different people.
Oh, they are. They get tested every day.
Contacting him.
Yeah, Trump gets tested every day. They said. Yeah, and I'm sure his immediate staff does too.
But any person that comes within contact of him is getting tested,
right.
and they may be getting the 5-minute one. Which there's another test that's out there, and that's well, actually, it's about the same price, $150. I think on the average or something. But anyway,
and
it's crazy.
It honestly shouldn't be like that. It's absolutely ridiculous.
No. It should be free, because I thought that's what Congress even were fighting for.
Everybody should be able to get tested, and then America has the money, pay for that, and pay for quick turnaround testing as well. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. Yep. So anyway, is that it, Smith?
That's it for me.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for checking in, man. We really appreciate it. And guys, don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel, ISNT Group Digital. Hit that notification button so you know when the shows are coming out. I have a TV show out right now on Vice TV called Donkmaster, Donkmaster. It comes on every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Please check that out. We need that viewership to be really good so Vice could buy season 2. So appreciate that. If you're in the cars, if you're in the race, and if you enjoyed classic shows like Pinks and Street Outlaw, you'll definitely like our Donkmaster show. So appreciate the love on that for those who are out there watching. And it's the HPR Chronicles Podcast with Shakur Smith. And we'll see you. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Everything will be in the description. And we'll see you guys next week with some RNC convention updates. I'm going to make sure I stay tuned, Smith, and see what's going on out on 1-2. All right, brother. Peace out. I appreciate you checking in. Yeah, it's going to be tough for sure. You're welcome. Peace.